Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some stocks on the move today in Europe. I'm Stephen Carroll and I'm joined by Bloomberg's breaking news editor, Louise Moon. Louise, good morning. Let's start with the miners then. Names like Fresnillo are rallying. What's behind it?
Indeed, yeah. Fresnillo is leading the FTSE 100 with its gains. And then also up there among the top risers on the FTSE 100, you've got Endeavour Mining. On the FTSE 250, you've got Hochschild Mining, Pan African Resources. And essentially they're all rallying after gold and silver have hit record highs. Obviously, this is on the back of the US Justice Department threatening the Fed with criminal indictment. There's independence concerns around that. There's also protests in Iran. And so there's this stronger demand for safer assets. And this is pushing precious metals up. And then with that, the miners. So then, as I say, they're really leading the gains across the indexes this morning in London.
Okay, so that's on Fresnillo and miners this morning. We're also watching shares in Barclays, though, falling after President Trump's comments about credit card rates.
Indeed, yeah. So on the other end of the spectrum, you've got Barclays, the biggest loser on the FTSE 100 in London this morning. As you say, fell as much as 4.8% this morning on the back of these Trump comments. These were said on Sunday, essentially saying that credit card lenders would be in violation of the law if they don't do what he says or he suggests and cap interest rates at 10% for 1 year. So he set a January 20th deadline for compliance on that, for these banks to comply on that. It's not his demand it's not backed up by legislation, so it's not totally clear how these banks would be breaking the law if they didn't comply with what Trump says. But obviously it's bringing them into the crosshairs, and comments like that from Trump obviously move markets a lot, move stock prices a lot. So Barclays is the British one that's kind of moving on the back of that. It's very exposed. It's got a US credit card business. It makes about a third of its net revenue in the US. So shares being pulled down into the red quite heavily on the back of those comments.
Okay, and a huge surge in shares in the French biotech firm Abivax. What's going on?
Indeed, as much as 31% their gains this morning. This is about speculation about a possible takeover. So it's already kind of been viewed as an attractive acquisition asset. Their shares have risen hugely over the past year, almost 2,000% on the view that it would be an attractive acquisition target. And this is partly based around they're expecting clinical trial results this year for a key drug, for an experimental drug for inflammatory bowel disease. And so because of that, there's analysts saying that you can't ignore that this will be one of the most used products in the next decade. Because of that, it's becoming or expecting to become an attractive acquisition target. The latest speculation being reported by French media is that Eli Lilly is ready to make an offer, and that's for 15 billion euros to buy it. The company hasn't confirmed this, but that is what's being reported. They've declined to comment about that. But as I say, it's being positioned as a takeover target. There's eyes on it. Shares are surging on the back of this, so we'll be keeping a close eye for this potential big M&A deal.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.